Let's go back to Norah at the White House. She is with CBS News political director and Face the Nation moderator John Dickerson. Norah?
That's right, Gayle. Thank you. So, John, we all watched the speech together last night, and there's talk that that was teleprompter Trump. That wasn't the old Twitter Trump. But what does it suggest about how this White House wants to move going forward?
Well, this isn't just a speech by the president. It's a decision by a number of people to go in a slightly different direction and also to embrace some of the limitations of the presidency. He can't just kind of go off in whatever direction he wants to. He was recognizing that he has to change his tone a little bit, that he has to do a lot more towards unity, as both symbolically, it was unity and symbolism, but that's still a big change for the presidency. And it was just a recognition that he has to accept the constraints of the office a little bit more. So it was an evolution for a president whose inaugural address, if people are comparing it to that, was a real attempt to break out of the mold.
On the campaign and his first 40 days in office here at the White House, there has been a hard line on immigration. Build the wall, increase border enforcement, and ICE and deportation. Yesterday, the first signal of a softening, perhaps, of that and granting a pathway to undocumented immigrants. Why?
Right. This is the difference. Speech reviews are nice, but policy is what matters. And so what it appears the president is flirting with is the idea of accepting some kind of legal status. That is a break from what he said during the campaign and after, which is that if you wanted, as an undocumented immigrant, to stay in the United States, you'd have to go back home. This idea is that you'd be able to stay, pay taxes, and not be worried about being deported. The idea is that might be the basis for a compromise. Because he was so strong on illegal immigrants, this is a kind of Nixon goes to China possibility. Only a possibility, though. If he wants to sell it, he has to go out there and say it loud, not just kind of hint about it behind the scenes.
The president's first big military action as commander-in-chief was in Yemen. As a result, a Navy SEAL died, Ryan Owens. One of the most emotional, moving moments last night was when he honored the widow, Karen Owens. Earlier, Trump had said of the generals, they lost Ryan. Again, he shifted last night.
He did. The symbolism of last night was not only a moment of patriotism and deep emotion, but it was also a president taking on the commander-in-chief role. But earlier in the day, he was kind of taking a half step back from that commander-in-chief role. He made the call. It's his decision. The buck stops at his desk. The question is, will he finally go that far with respect to that specific raid?
John, always good to see you here.
Thanks, Norah.
Thanks so much.